These chilling moments involve possessions, bizarre sightings, and forces beyond comprehension. So brace yourself for terrifying encounters that will haunt your mind. An Indian girl had been behaving unusually for some time, as if someone or something was controlling her. Concerned, her mother called an Islamic scholar to help. As he began reciting verses, the girl's possession became obvious, and her behavior turned deeply unsettling. Suddenly, an unseen force dragged her, slamming her against the wall. The scholar was forced to stop, realizing the situation was far beyond what he expected. Now, the family faces a much bigger problem, with the girl's condition showing no signs of easing. Japanese Eerie girl. In 2007, in Japan, two guys witnessed a young girl facing the wall and behaving strangely. Her arms twisted backwards, as if something unseen was controlling her. They watched in disbelief, but she soon noticed them and started running straight toward them. Even though the two managed to escape, what had truly taken over her remained a complete mystery. Demon control. Let's head to Pakistan, where a girl was badly possessed. The demon had completely taken over her, and an Islamic scholar was called to perform a ritual to remove it. As he recited verses, the demon grew disturbed. But then something unexpected happened. Her body moved and was dragged by an unseen force. The video ended at that moment, and no one knows what happened next or how the situation resolved. Anneliese mystery. Anneliese Michel tragically passed away after months of violent exorcisms, suffering from malnutrition and dehydration at just 23. Her family and two priests had performed dozens of rituals, convinced multiple demons were controlling her. She convulsed, crawled, shouted, and reacted violently to religious objects, her body and mind pushed to the extreme. Medical treatment had failed, and the exorcisms became her sole focus. Even decades later, the story remains a haunting example of the fine line between spiritual belief and human vulnerability. Last exorcism. Father Gabriele Amorth, the Vatican's chief exorcist, performed what would be his last exorcism on a woman believed to be possessed. During the ritual, she screamed, trembled, and twisted violently, her expressions terrifying and unnatural as something unseen controlled her. Amorth remained calm, commanding the entity to leave while the struggle continued. After a long struggle, the woman eventually recovered. Witnessing the raw power of what she went through makes it clear that some battles are beyond human understanding. Ritual of fear. In a tense and chilling scene, a group of rabbis gather around a woman possessed by an unseen force. The ritual begins with a single rabbi kneeling before her, observing her convulsions, before instructing the crowd to join in chanting. The prayers start quietly, but quickly grow louder as the woman thrashes violently, her screams echoing through the room. Religious leaders shake their fists and demand the demons leave her body, holding her down as she struggles. While the exorcism seems to make some progress, the video cuts abruptly, leaving the final outcome unknown, but the relief on some faces hints at hope. Mysterious noises. Late one night, Adam Park and his friends were gaming when eerie noises erupted from his roommate's room. With no one else in the house, the roommate appeared to be at the center of something terrifying. Adam grabbed his phone and began recording as the sounds grew louder.
Yo.
The friends panicked, ran for help, called the police, and tried to intervene. But what they discovered was shocking. He was completely beyond their reach. The fear on their faces felt real, and when the footage ends, no one knows what became of him, leaving the mystery unresolved. Live exorcism. In the early 1990s, a chilling story unfolded in Wellington, Florida, when ABC aired an exorcism on their news show. Gina, a 16-year-old girl, had spent much of her life in and out of psychiatric wards, claiming she was haunted by demons.
God the Father, the Son, God the Spirit.
She said 10 spirits controlled her, naming 2 of them Zion and Minga. During the exorcism ritual, her struggles were so intense that even the priest had difficulty holding her down. Despite the fear, the priest continued and saved the girl, making the ritual one of the most viral clips of the early 2000s. Ritual disturbance. Back in 2006, a tourist was visiting a beach in China when he noticed a strange woman standing at a distance. It looked like she was performing some kind of ritual. The moment she noticed him watching, she suddenly ran toward him. As she got closer, her pale skin and eerie face made it clear something was very wrong, as if she was possessed and her ritual had been disturbed. Realizing the danger, the man ran away just in time, and he never returned to that beach again. Mysterious man. A Reddit user shared a disturbing clip showing a strange man whose arms were bent backward in an unnatural way. He struggled to walk properly, and his facial expressions were deeply unsettling. No one was sure what had happened to him, but it clearly seemed beyond his control. Viewers were divided. Some believed he was badly possessed, while others thought he had been affected by something unknown. Whatever the truth was, the clip left many viewers uneasy and confused. Possession out of control. This woman's husband noticed strange changes in her behavior. Deciding to confront whatever was affecting her, he stood face to face and began reciting holy verses. Almost instantly, her behavior changed. Her body began twisting in unnatural ways, and her facial expressions became deeply disturbing. Everything about her movements felt wrong and unsettling. According to online viewers, the husband should have taken the book from her hands, as her behavior completely changed whenever she looked at it. So, what do you think? Was it really a demonic book she was reading? Or is there more to it? Let me know in the comments below. Lost to darkness. Back in 2009, a Romanian woman was possessed by a demon. The entity gained so much control that it could speak through her to other family members, frightening them and threatening to take her with it. Not only that, but whenever anyone attempted an exorcism, she would become violently disturbed. After a few months, she passed away, and no one could explain what had truly happened, or how the demon had managed to dominate her so completely. Mysterious old woman. A cop was on patrol in a deserted area of Mexico when an old woman suddenly appeared out of nowhere. Something about her didn't feel normal at all. As he looked closer, her face was deeply unsettling. In that situation, the smartest choice was to leave immediately, and that's exactly what he did. After all, who knows what she really was? A witch, possessed, or something far more unsettling. Iraqi possessed woman. This footage shows an Iraqi woman believed to be under the influence of a jinn. Her family grew deeply worried as her behavior changed in unsettling ways.
أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الله لا إله إلا هو.
Because in Islamic belief, jinn are unseen beings often compared to demons. Therefore, they called an Islamic scholar who began a careful exorcism ritual. As the process continued, the jinn appeared disturbed, and the woman's expressions became increasingly frightening. After some time, the ritual succeeded, and she slowly returned to normal. Shocking deliverance. During a deliverance session, Richard Hartikainen performed an exorcism on a woman who was screaming and resisting violently.
Holy Ghost, fire in the name of Jesus. Now speak out. Who are you? Number 2, Beelzebub. Who else?
From the start, everything seemed impossible. Her expressions were extremely scary. Her voice kept changing, and she struggled as if something unseen was fighting back. At times, it looked like the ritual might fail, but Richard didn't stop. After a long struggle, her resistance finally weakened, and she collapsed in exhaustion. Against all odds, the deliverance was completed.
I command you out! Out in the name of Jesus!
Headless woman. In a hotel in China, a man heard strange noises coming from the hallway in the middle of the night. Nervous but curious, he slowly peeked outside and was completely shocked. Standing there was a tall woman dressed in white, without a head. Yes, a headless figure. The guy secretly recorded the scene and later shared it online. People who saw the footage online linked it to the hotel's past, saying that it had its fair share of scary encounters, and this just added to the list. Night walk horror. A man in Thailand was taking his usual night walk in a park when he noticed a woman sitting on a bench. At first, he thought she might be unwell and wanted to help, but as he got closer, he realized something was wrong. The woman wasn't normal. She smiled eerily, as if something inside her had taken control. It felt like a trap. The man immediately ran, but she chased him, laughing in a disturbing way. After a difficult escape, he managed to get away, and it's unlikely anyone will help her next time. Eerie encounter. A man living near the woods in Texas stayed alone in a small house. One night, he heard strange noises outside and stepped out to check. Near the trees stood a woman in a white shirt. Suddenly, she began walking toward him, her legs moving in an unnatural way. As she came closer, her face didn't look human at all. It was something else. Terrified to see it all, the man rushed inside and locked the door, while she kept knocking outside, but then calmly left his house. Mysterious disappearance. A man shared a CCTV clip of his wife, who later went missing. But that wasn't the most disturbing part. She could be seen behaving quite eerily in the footage, as if she wasn't in control of herself. Her body movements were unnatural, especially her arms, which were unusually long. It was clear to many viewers that she was under some kind of possession that eventually became the reason for her disappearance. Guard possessed. An Indonesian guard was vlogging his night shift routine when an unseen force entered his body. The way he acted made it clear that this wasn't the first time it had happened. Because he wasn't scared, he was resisting. Soon, he pulled out a locket and used it to escape from whatever spirit had entered him. This showed that the locket held some kind of powerful protection against evil energy. Camping went wrong. A group of friends were enjoying night camping when things suddenly turned frightening. Behind them, a strange figure dressed in white appeared and walked past. When one of them spotted it, it suddenly triggered everyone's panic, and they rushed for safety. Though everyone was unharmed, they were convinced they had seen a witch and swore never to go into the woods alone again. Mosque jinn. A mosque guard in Indonesia heard strange noises and grew worried because the door was locked from outside. So he opened the door, went inside, only to see this. There was a figure in a white dress moving unnaturally, unlike any normal prayer. As the figure turned its face, the guard saw all he needed to make a run for it. He realized that what he had seen was not human. It became clear that some sort of jinn or supernatural presence was in the mosque that night. Pope Francis exorcism. Back in 2014, Pope Francis invited several people to the Vatican who were believed to be possessed. During the gathering, he approached one man and gently placed his hand on his head. Almost instantly, whatever was inside it became disturbed. The man began shouting loudly, and many believed it was the entity reacting. Moments later, the Pope removed his hand and walked away without saying a word. It felt as if he chose not to confront whatever was inside, perhaps sensing something beyond his power. What exactly happened there? No one truly knows. Possessed doll. This little girl was playing with her doll and toys while recording herself, and everything seemed completely normal at first. Suddenly, the doll's hand moved, but she didn't notice it.
Tengo esta tacita.
Moments later, it happened again, and this time she clearly saw the movement. Realizing that her doll has been possessed, the girl got up instantly and ran outside.
Huevo.
Though she managed to get rid of the eerie doll, it's the strange encounter that haunts her till date. Mysterious hands. A father was searching for his daughter when he finally found her in a room, and what he saw left him shocked. A pair of hands seemed to be arranging his daughter's hair, but as he stepped closer, no one was there. According to the girl, it was her imaginary friend playing with her, but we all know that imaginary friends don't have real hands like that, right? So, what was it? Let me know your opinions in the comments below. Paranormal sign. A church ceremony was about to begin, and everything seemed normal at first. Then, a woman from the staff suddenly started behaving strangely, as if she was under some demonic influence. She began creating chaos and tried to break the Jesus statue as well. People around her stepped in and held her, trying to calm her down. But it seemed almost impossible. Luckily, after some time, she returned to normal and quietly left the church as if nothing had happened. However, many felt that this incident wasn't random. It seemed like a sign that something was about to go wrong. Conjuring horror. Horror movies are meant to scare, but this incident crossed a line. During a screening of the Conjuring series, a man suddenly began behaving strangely, as if something had taken control of him. The audience panicked and fled the theater, leaving him alone in his seat. When staff arrived, he refused to move and kept making unsettling noises, but they still managed to take him into official custody. No one knows what happened afterward, as it was the first time a movie had caused such a reaction. Highway nightmare. An Uber driver noticed something strange near a Texas highway late at night. A woman was standing behind a moving truck, yet the truck driver seemed completely unaware. Seeing a woman in such a position at that hour felt unnatural. Almost impossible without support. The Uber driver thought it might be a witch or something far from normal. Not wanting to risk it, he changed his route and drove away. What happened after that remains unknown, adding to the mystery of that night. Office possession. A guard sitting in the office surveillance room noticed something strange in one of the rooms. A man suddenly began behaving oddly, his body twisting as if something had suddenly taken control of him. His eyes gave it away. He was clearly possessed. Then he looked directly at the camera and gave an eerie smile. That was it. Whatever had taken over him clearly wanted to be seen. Cemetery encounter. In Japan, a cemetery guard noticed a strange woman wandering near the graves. Curious, he went closer to get a better look, but he was extremely terrified and quickly left the area. Reason being the passing of the woman, as she had actually passed away a month earlier, and it appeared as if her body had returned. The sight was so unnerving that people have since been avoiding the cemetery, hoping she never appears there again. Scary return. A group of friends returned home after a long journey and were parking their car when they noticed a strange object lying nearby. They stepped out to move it aside, but got shocked. There was a creepy woman in a white dress, posed unnaturally.
I've been the weirdest night ever. Like, I don't even know what to.
What? Yo, what is that? Bro, what the hell is that? Yo.
What the?
What the is that?
Her face wasn't clear, and her posture felt completely off, as if something had taken control. While they were still staring, she slowly moved behind a wall and vanished. For the friends, it felt like a warning that something strange was about to unfold.
What's the man? Yes, let's go, man.
Crawling figure. CCTV footage captured a person crawling on all fours in the middle of the night, moving unnaturally and rapidly across the floor. Their body contorted strangely, and their movements were far from human, giving an eerie sense that something else had taken control. Those who saw the footage described it as deeply unsettling, unable to explain what could cause such behavior. They searched for the person everywhere, but never found them. Glowing eyes. A CCTV clip from an unknown source shows a woman late at night acting in a deeply unsettling way. Her body remains completely still, but her eyes tell a different story. They appear to glow. Her expression is serious, almost intentional. The creepiest part is how she keeps staring straight at the lens, as if whatever is inside her knows it's being watched and is sending a warning. Let's hope she is found safe. Otherwise, something bad could have happened. Abandoned house mystery. A YouTuber was exploring an abandoned house when he suddenly came across a strange man who didn't look normal at all. The man's face was covered with plastic, making him even creepier. At first, the YouTuber was terrified, but then he realized the man was actually telling him to leave. He didn't stay any longer and quickly left the house. The man and the abandoned building both remained a mystery. Church encounter. A security guard in Mexico heard strange noises coming from a church he had locked earlier. When he went inside to check, he was left in shock. A pale-skinned woman was sitting on a bench, slowly turning her face to stare directly at him.
Hello?
The moment he saw, he knew this was nothing normal, and it was time to leave. The strangest part is that she was never seen again after that night, making the incident even more unsettling. Eerie woman. A video from an unknown source shows a woman casually recording herself when something unexpected happens. All of a sudden, she walks into a dark room and everything changes. Her face shifts into a terrifying expression.
Pois é, gente, vai cair o horror, tu tá caindo todo.
Her smile turned eerie, and her entire presence feels different, as if something inside her has come to the surface. No one knows how or why this happened, and there's no explanation for what took over in that moment.
Pois é, gente, vai cair o horror, tu tá caindo todo.
Ghostly presence. A local in California was heading home late at night when something unsettling happened before he even reached his door. A ghostly woman entered the house first, and moments later, the man walked in, completely unaware. The entire moment was captured on a neighbor's CCTV camera. After seeing the footage, the local realized something chilling. He might not have been living alone in that house after all. Fate mystery. Moving into a new home should feel exciting, but for one guy, it turned deeply unsettling. From the start, he felt a strange presence around him. One night, near a bookstand, something caught his attention. When he stepped closer, he clearly saw 2 feet there. Shocked, he backed away, and suddenly, nothing was there. Now he was sure someone had been there. After that night, the feeling only grew stronger, and now he's seriously considering finding another place to live. Scary neighbor. Late one night in the UK, a man heard loud music coming from his neighbor's house. Annoyed, he went over to ask them to turn it down. But when he looked up at the balcony, he was terrified. An eerie woman was dancing there alone, her body bending in unnatural ways. The entire scene felt wrong and deeply unsettling. In that moment, he realized something darker was happening. Instead of getting involved, he quickly went back home, not wanting to risk whatever was happening there. Upside down. A guy noticed strange noises coming from his sister's room and decided to check. What he saw stunned him. His sister was behaving unusually, her facial expressions deeply unsettling. As if something inside her was struggling to take control. Suddenly, she flipped upside down. In that moment, it was clear she was possessed. Trial mystery. A young woman hiking alone in a remote trail began behaving strangely, her movements becoming increasingly unnatural. She dropped to all fours, growling and screaming that alarmed everyone around her. Family and bystanders tried to calm her, but it was clear something had taken control. Authorities were called and carefully escorted her down the trail, but what exactly had happened to her remained a mystery. Even after she recovered, no one has been able to explain the cause, leaving the incident hauntingly unexplained to this day. Camping nightmare. A guy camping in the woods had a nightmare experience. He went out to gather some firewood, but when he returned, he saw an old man destroying his campsite. The scene was terrifying and completely unnatural. As soon as the old man left, the guy rushed into the camp to collect his belongings before the man could return. But the ordeal wasn't over. Another shock awaited him. When he reached his car, the passenger side window was smashed.
Oh no.
He saw the same old man appear again, rushing toward him. Panicked, he ran immediately and never went camping there again.
Hey, please, I'm leaving.
Doorway terror. A man in Texas heard strange noises outside his house in the middle of the night. The next day, he checked his Ring camera and was shocked to see a strange woman standing at his door. She looked disturbed. Nothing like normal. Her expressions and body movements were unsettling. She even tried to peek through the peephole before leaving. Surprisingly, no one knew who she was, and the whole incident became a mystery. Roadside encounter. Let's head to Mexico, where a local had a late-night encounter that would terrify anyone else. On the roadside stood a creepy woman with pale skin, glowing eyes, and an eerie smile. Instead of running, the man stayed to observe her. Her presence was unsettling, and he could feel something unnatural about her. After some time, she eventually walked away. Normally, anyone in this situation would immediately leave, but he watched the entire encounter unfold, witnessing something truly strange and unexplainable. Zombie woman. Outside apartments in Seattle, people noticed a woman who didn't look like a normal human at all. Her walk was like a zombie. She had pale skin, walked unnaturally. Eventually, a police officer arrived and saw that she was holding something to her chest, though no one knew what it was. Later, the woman walked away. Some called her a zombie, while others believed she was possessed. Creepy walker. A woman was being chased by a creepy stalker who even followed her to her house. She locked the door and went inside, but he stayed outside, trying to look in.
Really fast. I need you to go shower. Please, Daniel.
Something about him felt wrong, off, and clearly unnatural. Eventually, he left, and she never saw him again. No one could explain what was unusual about him, but his behavior was undeniably disturbing, and the woman remained cautious and wary for some time afterward.
Get out of here!
Store possession. One of the strangest possession cases involves a man who entered a store normally, but then suddenly became badly possessed. His entire body started shaking, and he completely lost control over himself. People nearby were scared, but no one could get close. Eventually, the man collapsed. CCTV was reviewed, but even now, no one knows exactly what happened to him, because until that day, he had been completely normal. Tall, eerie woman. This woman was seen on the streets of Peru late one night, and her behavior immediately felt off. Sometimes she walked in a strange, unnatural way, and other times she stared with an eerie expression. Normally, no one behaves like this in the middle of the night. When people focused on her eyes, they didn't look normal at all. It felt as if she was under some dark spell or under someone's control. Everyone who witnessed her was left confused, with no clear explanation for her actions. Let's move towards our subscribers' pick of the day. Naikin Salindri, a young Indonesian singer and Sindan, rose to fame because of her early success, but a leaked video left many people puzzled and concerned. In the clip, she appears to be part of a ritual, and nothing about her behavior seems normal. She doesn't seem fully aware of her surroundings. Her movements and expressions are unsettling, as if a demonic presence is controlling her. Eventually, she collapses. Since then, theories have spread. Some believe she was possessed during an exorcism, while others think her success may have come with dark support. Exorcism was underway, while others suggest her success came with dark support.